Hey, everybody. It's CamDog83 here with you. We've got another stream here tonight. Normally I do Monday, Thursday, and Friday. Yesterday was Thanksgiving, so I didn't stream, so I'm doing yesterday's stream tonight. And then tonight's stream I may do tomorrow. I may not do it. We'll see on that, but we got a lot of ground to cover, some great things to go over. We are going to start at the beginning. I clicked the wrong scene. You can go to nonamenerd.com. Couple things. One, you can use my promo code CamDog83, receive 10% off your order at checkout. Also, they're doing a Black Friday freebie right now. You can use for the next 2 days, 23 hours, 27 minutes, and 35 seconds, and counting. The code free drink and get a free drink holder from No Name Nerd. So Gallman or Eckler, I'll be glad to look into that for you. Be happy to. My podcast, Observations and Comments, is also available on wherever you get your podcasts. Apple Podcast, Breaker, Google Podcast, Overcast, Pocket Cast, Radio Public, and Spotify. Episode 3 is out currently. I hope to work on episode 4 here within the next few days. And I'll be glad to get to your question, Peanut. I'm glad to take a look here. So, a couple of changes with the league. The Week 12 schedule has updated. Let me grab a sip. My drinksy. The Ravens-Steelers game that was originally scheduled yesterday and then moved to Sunday afternoon is now moved to Tuesday. But it remains in Week 12. As in Week 5, waivers and trades will be processed on Thursday morning instead of Wednesday morning. And the Cowboys and Ravens have moved to Monday, December 7th. It remains in Week 13. Now, let's get to the league so far. We're going to start with the first matchup. And Peanut, you are on my mind. I will get to your question. So I am up 33-0 on Claude after the Thursday action. I got 33 points from Deshaun Watson, who had 4 passing touchdowns, 318 passing yards, my nose itches, and 1 2-point conversion. 33 points. Claude, I don't think had anybody playing. I had 8 points additionally on my bench as well. So we'll see how that plays out. The next matchup we have Digging Dutchman. He's up 24-0 on Katie's team. And he got 20 points from Fuller, 2 receiving touchdowns, 171 yards, and 4 points from McLaurin, the Washington receiver. He had 92 yards receiving. Katie didn't have anybody playing, I don't think. Oh, she had 11 points on the bench for Cooper. So hopefully that doesn't hurt her too bad. I think she's still projected to win, so shouldn't hurt her that much. Won't even go over this matchup. Zeros across the board. And so far, the Royal Chiefs are winning 24 to -1 over Ryan's team, the Untouchables. 24 points from Gibson, and for the Untouchables, he would have been better off not starting anybody than starting Ezekiel Elliott, who had -1 point. And 9 points on the bench in Johnson for the Royal Chiefs. So that is the fantasy football updates for Week 12 so far. Let's look up Gallman. Let's see. Alright, so that's Gallman. And Eckler. Not Eckler's Automotive Parts. Austin Eckler. Well, Eckler is currently injured, so I would, for that reason, lean with Gallman. Unless it's a different Eckler. But that's where I would lean. Alright, now what we're going to do, I kind of alluded to this on Monday. Whoops. Let's transition. Kind of alluded to it on Monday. Got everything started and then abandoned the idea. So, get this loaded up. Okay, we've got it loaded up. So, the year is 1969. The Kansas City Royals have just joined Major League Baseball. This is, by and large, the roster that was the very first roster. And so, it's going to be a real historical simulation. What will change is that instead we will control the drafts and the free agency and all of that once free agency comes into existence. So we're going to take it up to the trade deadline. The only interruption I have in the sim is if I receive a trade proposal. And we'll see what we can do with this new Kansas City Royals team. Starting with 1969. Just a second here. Okay. All right. So they won their first game. Hey, they're actually doing pretty well. Alright, so we're going to just take it and go as many games as we can. Many seasons, rather, as we can here tonight. So here we go. We are on the way. They're actually competing here in the first year. It is early. How about that? Right near the top of the NL West. Alright, only 2 games back. I mean, wait. Seattle, Kansas City trade. Hold up. I'm supposed to react to trades. Is there an unauthorized trade? Alright, I need to check my settings, because that was not supposed to happen here. Oh, whoops. Well, a couple of trades went off, apparently. That would explain why I never got a trade proposal. Alright, so looking at this team, Lou Piniella, I'm gonna keep him as a building piece. Jim Rooker is having a pretty good year. And he's only 26. Roger Nelson, he's young as well. Steve Barber's a little older. Might see what I can get for him. And I'm going to try and turn as many veterans into prospects as I can. So, let's see. Boston's offering some decent pieces. Trevino is worth looking at. Mike Derrick. Herman Hill, rather. I'm going to be developing through the draft, mostly. So we're going to get a good portion of our prospects. Let's see. Okay, yeah, that'd be a good piece. I think Bob Reynolds is going to be our pick there. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, it's a pretty young ball club here. So let's see. I think Billy Sorrell. Let's see what prospect I can get in return for him. Looks like pretty decent. I'm going to be looking at that Bobby Floyd. That might be the way to go. Buddy Hunter wouldn't be bad. Yeah, let's go with, I think we'll go Buddy Hunter. It's a good trade. Alright, now let's see. I think Alcaraz, well, I just traded for a second baseman. We might look back at that. Steve Boros, I think we're going to shop him around here. See if we can get any decent prospect for him. Bobby Trevino. Don Castle. Guy Rose. Glenn Azell. He's injured. Dave Roberts. Ron Ebner. Yep. Okay. There's nothing really there, John Olerud, that where I'm like, oh, we have to make that trade. This is the guy we have to get. So we will. All right. So our pitching staff is looking a little different now with the trades, and we've got some new people in the lineup as well. So Buddy Hunter we just traded for. Got a little younger there at shortstop. We'll go till the regular season ends, and we'll see what how we do. All right, we're still right there in contention in our first year. Probably not going to make the playoffs. We're doing much better than any of our other expansion counterparts. The only thing worse than a Mets game is a Mets doubleheader. All right, we're going to have a winning season right off the bat. We'll not make the playoffs. We'll finish, looks like 4 games back. Got one more game to go. Okay, which we lose, so we move to 5 games back. See what happens in the playoffs. Got the Pirates and the Twins sweep the Pirates for the 1969 World Championship. But all in all, not a bad first year. 87 wins, a good foundation to build off. It's a young team, some good young players that hopefully through drafting and shrewd trading and eventually free agency, that's still a few years off, can build a nice contender. All right, so we go now to 1970. He had muscles in his hair. Pretty good year. All right, so we're going to go No free agency yet, so we're just going to go right to the first-year player draft. But first, we have a trade. Phillies would send... No. No. That's giving up too much youth and not enough... not getting enough back in return. So restrict it to just news from my organization. Go back to the first-year player draft. I thought that said Philadelphia trades Boozer for Detroit's women at first. Okay, let's see. Cardinals would send 30-year-old Dal Maxville and Barry Porras. Getting Pat Kelly. No, that sounds like an awful trade. We will not even entertain such a trade. Bobby Wine. Nope. Not trading youth for veteran. We need youth. Nope. I'm going to turn off trade proposals as far as stopping autoplay to show them off to me. I'm not going to entertain any trade offers. Not until during the season. That means I may miss out on a prospect or two, but we need to get this moving along. Okay. So we go into our first year player draft. We will have pick number 13. Our first draft. I'll see what the scouting director recommends and then see about making my pick. We want to see all players, not just batters. Ooh, Chris Chambliss would be good. Yeah, I think we're going to go with Chris Chambliss with our first pick. Dave Criscione. Shaughnessy. Little Key and Peele. Let's see. Okay. I am monitoring the chat. I wanted to mention as well, so be sure to feel free there. So you had Acosta, Bright, Dave Criscione, Red Daniels, Frank Hale, Dennis Odom, O'Shaughnessy, Terry Forster. We'll go with that with our next pick. Even though it says impossible to sign, we're going to see. I think I'm just going to go... Ooh, great gross. Okay, it's saying I don't want to do 2 impossibles. Yeah, we'll just go with what the scouting director recommends from here on out. O'Shaughnessy. Ramon Aviles. Okay, everything from here on out is handled there. Now in the Rule 5 draft, this is where we can get some decent players that are available, help fill in our 40-man roster, guys that are available to sign. They're not on a 40-man roster and need to be, basically. So we might be able to find some decent players here as well. So let's see. Currently have 36 on our 40-man roster. So we might be able to find something here. We want youth for the most part. Jerry Adair. Just traded him, I think. Oh no, he was released. Now he's with the Angels organization. That could be a good pickup. Yep, we just picked up a starting pitcher. Okay. I think we're going to call that good. We don't want to tie up too many spots to the Rule 5 players. But Dave Hamilton, that is a good pickup. What did he do in real life? In real life, made it to the bigs. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's a solid pickup right there. Solid, solid, solid. Let's look at our team. All right. We'll send him up to the regular season. Eric Gagne. Red Sox ship Bud to California. Welcome to you if you're just tuning in. Doing a historical sim of the Kansas City Royals. Coming up on opening day 1970. We started with the actual 1969 roster. But from there things can change. Trades can happen, or trains, apparently. Drafting of players, that's all going to be simulated. So it won't be an exact replica of the actual Kansas City Royals, even though it started out with the same roster. In the first year, went 87 and 75. That was good. 87 and 75, yes. That was good for third place, 5 games back of Oakland. No, of Minnesota, rather. And Oakland was in second. So our team got Joe Foy at third, Lou Piniella in left, Mike Fiore in or at first, rather, Pat Kelly in right field, Stan Swanson, Fran Healy, Luis Alcaraz, and Rich Severson. I'm sorry, Rich Severson. I was thinking of Doc Severinsen. Let's see. Somewhere in here is our Rule 5 player, unless we... Did we give him back? We might have given him back. Let's see. Because I had drafted Dave Hamilton in the Rule 5 draft. We're projected to win 67 games in 1970. Let's see what happens, shall we? We'll go... Oh, yeah, I need to turn trades back on. Or trade notifications back on, at least. And we'll take it up to the trade deadline and see where we're at as a team. If there are any players we want to trade off and try and flip around for some prospects. Definitely off to a slower start in 1970. Okay, let's see here. Looks like we got a trade proposal from the Padres. They want us to give up half the farm for a 33-year-old shortstop. I think I'll pass. Keep going until the deadline. Royals at 30 and 53. Another trade proposal. No. Nope. Mm. No. Splits. One of the guys we're gonna build around. Rest his soul. Dick Selma getting Al Cowens. No. Absolutely not. Just one more day until the deadline. So we'll move it up. Now we'll look at our ball club. So I got a young team. Pitching actually isn't that bad. It's a really young lineup. I'm just gonna see what we can get for Alcaraz. Maybe pick up a prospect. Okay. Jim Nettles. Bobby Brooks. That's got some promise. Donald Shepard. Yeah, he didn't do much in real life, but what's he projecting here? 23-year-old right fielder currently playing for the Cubs. Quick on the base paths. Projects to have a keen batting eye. Provides average defensive value. Shepard's bat and his hustle should make him a front runner for an audition as a right fielder. Sounds good to me. So we are going to swap Luis Alcaraz for Donald Shepard. Welcome to the Royals, Donald. So, don't think he'll crack the starting lineup. At least not initially. I don't even know if he's on the active roster. He is. But with Pat Kelly, Bob Oliver, Callison, Lou Piniella in there, he is a utility too. But he'll be valuable as a pinch hitter and a pinch runner. So he's going to be a very helpful part of the organization. We're going to go up to playoff time and see how we do after the trade deadline. If I can build up enough prospects in the system, I can start using them as chips to acquire, let's say, I don't know, Joe Morgan. Send 3 or 4 prospects to Houston, pick up Joe Morgan, and you're set at second base for a while, or maybe a Willie Stargell. We can get a few seasons into this thing, look at our prospect pipeline, and get an idea of estimated arrival dates and how guys are doing, where our farm system matches with other farm systems in baseball, that sort of thing. So you can glean a lot of good information from that prospect pipeline, but it's got to be built up first. We're going to be a young team for a good long while. Build that good base of operations. So we went from 87 wins in her first year to we're going to lose at least 100 in year 2. But that means we'll have better draft position. And that's really important when you're a young franchise, is getting those high draft picks. Mets and Orioles, 1970 World Series, the Mets victorious. I did know that. All right, 1971. Looking back to that time in Major League history, it'd be the Senators last year in Washington, the second incarnation of the Senators. They would move to Arlington, Texas for 1972 and become the Texas Rangers. And Washington, D.C. would not get a baseball team again until 2005 when the Expos moved from Montreal to Washington, D.C. and became the Nationals. So 1971 coming up. Check it on something real quick. $27. That's just a terrible score. Oh, Johnny Callison no longer wants to play in Kansas City. All right. See what we can get for you. Gene Lamont, Jim Nettles, Larry Howard, Glenn Azell, Tom Robson. Yeah. Maybe. Boots. Boots Day. Ooh, I think I like that selection better. He's younger. He plays center. Yeah. Got Boots. Alright, let's go to first year player draft. Received a trade. No. Received a trade. Nope. No, gosh, that's an awful deal. No. My gosh, can it simulate more than a day or two? Who are the Senators offering? Casey Cox? Nope. Chuck Taylor for Splitty. Nope. My gosh. Now I remember why I turned trade things off in the off season. This is exactly why. Let's do that. Alright, we're going to the first year draft. Alright. It is now draft time. We have the 5th overall pick. Bert Hooten. Okay, that's a... yeah. I'll trust our head scout's judgment on that one. It's a pretty good pickup. Ike Hampton. Now from here, I'm going to kind of... filter, customize. Looking for signability. Is not impossible. There we go. So I want to see the guys I have a chance to sign. Steve Staggs. Okay, that's what he did. Bo Diaz. Okay. Thought his name sounded familiar. John Hale, Craig Reynolds. Real life. Okay, he's a pretty good player. Not great, but pretty good. So where's Ike Hampton in this? So he... okay, we're going to go with Mike Hampton. Ike Hampton, rather. Steve Patchen. Yep. Just going to go with nothing but the scouting director's recommended signers. Oh, we're only on batters. Man, I wish I would have seen that sooner. Alright, now the rest of the draft we can simulate. Yes. Alright, now we'll go to the Rule 5. See if there's anybody worth tabbing from there. We'll have the 4th pick. Let's see. Tom Citrino, shortstop. 30 years old. It's okay to have some veteran guys kind of sprinkled in. Auto draft, complete draft. Okay, especially at catcher. It's important. Okay. Whoops. There's our team. Alright, let's get to the regular season beginning. Get to 1971. See how we do in 1971. It's not looking good in spring training. Yeah, they kind of rebounded there toward the end. 15-15 in the spring. 1 game back of the Angels. Don't think that will be an indication of how the season will go. We'll see what the preseason predictions are. Car wash. I don't know why car wash is in my head. Rico Cardi injured. Oh no. Alright, here we are. Projected to finish second. I'm sorry, next to last. Not second. With 70 wins, the Brewers will bring up the rear in our division. Alright, let's turn back on our trade alerts. And we'll get to Simon and see what happens. 1971. Alright, off to a decent start here in the early going. Looks like it might be tailing off now a little bit. Alright, so a few games below 500, but not completely in the tank. Jim Driscoll or Greg Chlon. No, I'm not going to make that deal. Tommy Bowen. Jim Lefevre and Robert Long getting Jim Rooker. Now, that I'm not going to dismiss offhand because of your 2 players for 1. So that's something I will consider. Robert Long. Okay, so he never made it past AA in real life. Jimmy Lefevre. Yeah. Yeah, no, that's not a deal I'm going to make. So, but I didn't just dismiss it offhand because it was a 2-for-1 offer. Let's see, the Tigers, Dick McAuliffe getting Fred Rico and Al Cowens. No. Not opposed to trading Rooker, I just didn't want to give him up and only get basically Lefevre in return. The White Sox. Wow. No. No, no, no. If I'm giving up that many players, I'm getting like Willie Mays or something, you know. I'm not getting that guy. No offense to that player. Just. Nope. We're not making that trade. Houston. Dennis Menke. Nope. Another trade proposal. Jim Lefevre getting... So, Lefevre straight up for Rooker? No. That's a worse deal than the first one. I'm going to have to try again there, Dodgers. Let's see. The Indians. Tony Horton. That's giving up a lot to get Tony Horton, who would be out of the game already in real life. He went mental. That's the only way to describe it. He went completely mental and quit baseball. Mike Marshall getting Greg Chlon. Ooh. Be nice to have that sort of production out of your bullpen. What does Chlon do? Oh, yes. We are making this deal. This deal is happening right now. Yes. Oh, yeah. Those are the kinds of deals that change franchises. That right there. Now he's our stopper. Oh, yeah, that pitching staff is rounding out nicely. Take this all the way to the deadline. Pick 2, Chris Carson, Mike Davis, and Wayne Gallman. I think Eckler is done for the year. Um, so Chris Carson, I'm gonna have to do some looking here. Oop, I received a trade. Tommy Helms, nope, that's giving up too much. And welcome to y'all who are tuning in. Glenn Beckert. Getting Frederico. That'd be some good production for another couple of years. He'll start to tail off. What does Frederico do? He made it to a few games. Yeah, let's make that deal. Alright, we're starting to build a little something here. It's not going to show immediate dividends, but let's look here. Chris Carson. So he's returning. Hasn't played since October 25th. Okay, let's look here. Mike Davis. Davis having a pretty good year. So I would for sure put him in the lineup. Let's see now about Wayne Gallman. Oh, got a trade. Marty Patton. Nope, it's giving up too much. Yes, I definitely would start Gallman and Davis. Yeah, well, I would go Gallman and Davis. Carson, I wouldn't touch. He wouldn't be, I guess, wouldn't be bad, but if I had to pick 2 of the 3 and leave one behind, I would leave behind Carson, and Eckler is not going to play. He has been on injured reserve for a while now. So. Oh, we're at the deadline, aren't we? Let's look at our team. So Lou's playing well. Chambliss is up to the big leagues. Stan Swanson is doing well. Joe Foy starting to kind of tail off a little bit. Might see about trading him. Bert Hooton paying immediate dividends. That's a draft pick. Drago, Nelson, Rooker, and Hedlund. Let's see. See if we can just get anything for Jim Rooker. Looking for prospects only in any trades. Thinking long term. What's Jim Clark? What does he do? He gets a few at bats with the Indians. That's really about it. Okay. Milton May. Ooh, that's a good. That would be a good investment. Milton May. It's like a solid, semi-regular catcher. Yeah, I like that move. What happened? Hold up. My monitor just blanked out there for a quick second. Alright, we're going to complete this trade. So Jim Rooker goes to the Pirates, and we get Milt May. Well, that's a good deal. Okay, let's see. Actions. Now. Oh, 36, yeah. Need to see if we can ship him off to a contender and pick up somebody long-term here. Luis Gonzalez. He peters out. Armbrister. Oh, I thought he was a bigger player than that. Kenneth Bruno. Yep. Skip Jutes. Win Bill Stein's money. Okay. That wouldn't be a bad investment. Can fill up some space in the outfield from time to time. Alright, so let's look at our new lineup. So we got Marshall we can throw in there in the stopper role. We got Abernathy you can set up. He's 38. Let's try to make one more move. See if we can get anything for Abernathy. And I think we're going to call that good for our trades this year. Let's see. Cecil Robinson. He doesn't do much. Timothy Sajeski. He's already out of baseball. We got. Yeah, I don't see anything in there that's like, oh, we have to make this trade. This is the guy we have to have right now. Ken, Rudolph. Yeah, we're going to stand pat with that. Let's go till the playoffs begin. Let's see where we're at. Playing some pretty good ball here in 71. All right, 70 wins. At least. An outside chance, not a very good one. Ricardo going 12-2 down the stretch, but an outside chance at 500. Probably not going to happen. They'd have to go 10-0 the rest of the way. Nope, not happening. $76 and $86 in 71. Go to the end of the playoffs. It'll be the Mets and the Red Sox. And the Mets win another World Series, 2 in a row. Watermelons, hams, time clocks, an axe, and an unfortunate bull. The weird world of coach motivation tools. Interesting. Check every new uniform release for the 2020-21 NBA season. Sports World reacts to the death of Halftime Entertainment legend and quick change legend David Moss. No idea. Rajon Rondo thanks Lakers, reaches deal with Hawks. NHL. Indigenous NHL pioneer Saskamoose dies at 86. Eye injury ends career of Islanders defenseman Boychuk. Ooh, that sucks. NWHL to squeeze 21 season into 2-week bubble. Nice. Okay. Royals players retiring. Steve Boros. Okay, Kingsport. PM from Glenn Beckert. He doesn't want to be here. He's not going to be here. Thought that said Chipper Jones. Terry Crowley. I'm sold. Bring over Terry Crowley from the Orioles. Okay, let's go to... Oh yeah, we're going to turn off trade notifications. Go to the first year player draft and see what we can draft up, get into our organization going into 1972. Texas Rangers ship Cox to Boston. Hey, Bert Hooton wins Rookie of the Year. All right, we're going to our draft. Picking 9th. Going into 72. Ernie Witt. Yep. Sounds good. Dave Revering. Sure. Sheldon Mallory. Sergio Ferrer. Tippy Martinez. Larry Corrigan. Hey, Corrigan, man. Okay, we'll do the complete draft. Alright, here we go. Keith Hernandez. Gary Carter, Jim Rice, Keith Hernandez, Licky, Lyman Bostock, Frank Tanana, Mike Hardgrove. Some guys after that. Ooh, Eck. That would have been a good pickup. Might have gone with Eck had I known he was there. Alright, we'll go to the Rule 5 draft. Start our draft here. Start our draft here. Do they recommend? No, they do not. So we'll skip the entire draft. Only 3 players were taken. Albert Thompson goes to the Indians from the Atlanta Braves. Julian Javier goes to the Cardinals from the Reds. And Jim Nettles goes from the Minnesota Twins to the California Angels. Alright, we're going to take stock of our team again. What the... There we go. Okay, so Larry Lentz is 22, Joe Foy 28, Pat Kelly 27, Bob Oliver's 28, Lou Piniella, Ellie, Stan Swanson, Buddy Hunter, Bert Hooton, Dick Drago, Roger Nelson, Paul Splittorff, Monty Montgomery, Marshall, Fitzsimmons, Bergmeyer, and Hedlund. Okay. Butler, he's 24. Okay. Yeah, we'll take it to the regular season. Then we'll turn trade notifications back on. And see what we can do in 72. Vandy Sarah Fuller to suit up can make history. Should be the first collegiate football player since Cindy Crawford. Little movie reference there. Necessary Roughness. It's a great movie. It's coming up on 1 a.m. here in the Central, where I'm at. 2 o'clock in the East. I'll probably go, another... I don't know. We'll see. Oh, what do we got? What is this? I just got a message into a group that was created 2 years ago. There haven't been any messages since 2 years ago. Inviting me to play a game. It's probably spam. I'm not going to click it. Alright, we are back to opening day 1972. Let's turn on no TIFFs. And we'll see what the prognosticators... That is not preseason predictions. There we go. Alright, they have us finishing 80 and 82. So they see that we are building something as well. Here we go. Oh, goodness. Alright, off to a pretty good start. Lentz and Kelly near the top of the stolen base leaderboards. Royals started out 4-2, and then they've kind of leveled off since then. Oop, we got a trade in the works. Byron Brown and 19-year-old Ivan DeJesus. I thought I traded Roger Nelson. Did I not trade him? I could have swore I did. Okay. I'm not necessarily opposed to that deal. That could be a good deal. Let's see. He'll end up... No, he's already out of the game. But he could be a throwaway, and DeJesus could be something. Ooh, he is something. He's a pretty good something. In exchange for Roger Nelson, who was a good pitcher, but was definitely... Well, actually didn't really recline all that much. I don't know. That's given up a pretty good pitcher to not get much in return. I'm going to hold off. It was an enticing deal, but I'm going to hold off on it. If I'm going to make that deal, it has to be a really solid deal. And that was an okay deal. If it was maybe Nelson for, say, Avanda Jesus and another, regular everyday player that has some clout. Royals are staying in the hunt. They are right there. Ooh, they were in first place there for a brief moment. First time this late in the season in history. There they are again. Tied for first. Now they're two back. Coming up toward the deadline here. This is where we might look at the prospect pipeline. Oop, we got a trade proposal. 33-year-old Denny LeMaster. No. Alright. The Giants. Let's see, Tito Fuentes. No. Trade proposal. Horace Clarke. And Jerry Hairston getting Dick Drago. That we might do. Let's see, Horace Clarke. So he'd be right about here. Because we're in this season right now. So he'd have this, and then he's out of the game within a couple of years. Okay, but he's not the main focal piece of that deal. This would be the focal point. And a deal I might just take. Jerry Hairston. I feel like that's not getting enough. I'm going to pass on that deal. It's pretty close to being right, but just not quite there. Brewers, Chris Short. Getting Dick Pole and Dennis Venzel. Nope. Trading deadline. Whoop. Didn't take. Trading deadline. What the? Trading deadline. There we go. We got a couple of trade proposals. The Orioles sending Don Buford. Getting Fran Healy and Al Cowens. No. Expos sending Ron Taylor. Getting Ronald McMacken. And Mark Carlson. No. Okay. Keep going to the deadline. By the Royals, they are right there. Trade proposal. Chris Short. Nope. Ken McMullen. Nope. Ron Tebow. And Terry Whitfield for Dick Drago. Let's see what Theobald would. Okay. So he'll be out of baseball by the end of this year in real life. What does Terry Whitfield end up being? Terry Whitfield ends up being... he has a few solid years there in the middle. 25, 26, 27. Then he's out of baseball, at least out of the majors, for several years. Comes back with the Dodgers. Wraps up. For Dick Drago. No. Cleon Jones. He wouldn't be a bad pickup. Why just... One moment. I don't know why my monitor does this. Okay. So Cleon, he's here. Nah, he's going to start to decline. That would not be a good trade. Alright, we are to the deadline. We are 3 games back in 3rd place. Pitching staff is awesome. Starters ERA first, second in bullpen ERA, third in fielding independent pitching, third in pitching WAR, 11th in strikeouts. That's a little low. Defensive efficiency is good, 7th. Third in zone rating, 11th in errors. Where we need production and fast is in our lineup. So when we look at our standings here, that's not what I meant. I want to look at our prospect pipeline. And we'll see. For our Royals, definitely got some players that we're brewing. We might be able to piece a few of them together to make a nice package of prospects to, say, get one of these guys, like a Greg Nettles or a Norm Cash or a Hank Aaron or even a Bobby Bonds. Dick Allen would be good. Or maybe go after a Willie Stargell. Let's see. Oh, nope. He is voiding his 10 and 5. Let's see if maybe a Bobby Bonds would come here. Kansas City does not offer anything. Not going to completely drain the swamp here, but we can offer, say, Ernie Witt. No, we can't. Maybe a Bianchi. See if we have anybody else that will make that work. We don't. Maybe throw a Terry Crowley in the mix. Okay. Or maybe maybe they want one of our star players. See if we add Pat Kelly to the mix. Nope. Boughton. Cox. Okay, nope. Alright, let's just roll it to the end of the year then. See what happens with our ball club. Let it ride. That's such a tight race. It's right there. Can taste it. Can taste it. It's getting there. Five more wins to clinch 500. They're not just thinking about 500, they're thinking about winning that division, getting to the playoffs. Maybe even winning a World Series. Beating those darn A's. Thinking they can leave town. Now they're starting to trail off. At least get one more win. Come on. Come on. What is it doing? 3 games to go. We'll have at least a winning season. So we're at 82 wins. I don't know why it's taken so long to sim. Da 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 da. Da da da. Da 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 da. Come on. Just trying to get through this season. I'm probably gonna call it a night once I do. I don't know why. It's taking forever. There it goes. Alright. So, we're going to finish 82 and 80. 5th place. At one point, we were, in early September, we were 1 game back in 2nd place and kind of tailed off at the end. Look at that pitching. That is a pretty good pitching staff, ERAs and everything. Lineup, it's okay. That's really what's holding us back at this point. Let's see what goes on with the postseason. We got the A's and the Astros meeting in the World Series, and the Astros win the 1972 World Series. So congratulations to the Houston Astros, winners of the 1972 World Series. I'm going to go ahead and call this a night. I've got work again tomorrow, so I will make a decision about whether I stream tomorrow or not. I will let the powers that be know. And in the meantime, I want to thank you all for tuning in, and we will catch you later. This has been CamDog83.